I'm calling in the creator to the CEO who crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. With me, Katrina Julia, as your host, multi-passionate entrepreneur, creator, and CEO who has walked from fear to faith, self-hate to love, corporate to calling, and continues to, with experience in 7+ industries, 7,000 plus creators and startups, to creators to Fortune 500 brands, including Google, NBC, Victoria's Secret, and more. If you are ready to create it like never before, in faith, wellness, wealth, marketing, business, travel, and more, this is the show for you. If this is your time to have freedom in all forms as you create it like a boss, let's create it. How to close a $10,000 a month monthly retainer. Big sigh. So I know what it's like to crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. I know what it is like to be and do hashtag all the things and not yet see the results you deeply desire and are, in a sense, calling you to step into your calling and create. That's why I'm spilling the tea on how to close a 10K monthly retainer. Closing a 10K monthly retainer may be a game changer for you, your life, and your business. It aligns influence, impact, and income. It helps you see, finally, deep sigh of relief that your inner and outer work is literally paying off before your eyes. I will share my recent personal experience and the steps I took to successfully close a 10K monthly retainer. Let's create it. Step 1, listing on platforms like a pro. So this particular monthly retainer is on a platform called Paro. And in an upcoming episode, and I'm going to share different platforms that I list my profiles on, that I automate, that I delegate so that you know where to go. And in the past, I've shared on a juicy and binge-worthy series on my Creator to CMO series on episodes like having $500,000 plus days. Another one is a $2 million day. Those are both on my show if you rather keep listening on the podcast, and they're earlier in 2023, and or they are on my YouTube channel where you can likely search them easy because you can use the search bar. I am putting out a call to iTunes to put a search engine, put in a little box where people can search across episodes. Like, we're in 2023. Come on, Apple. Like, let's get to it. Like, it drives me nuts that I can't even search my own episodes because sometimes they're not saved in the browser, right? So Paro. Paro is an incredible platform that I've talked about in the past on the show. And just to give you a quick behind the scenes with Paro, I actually joined Paro, where it is a platform to unlock the future of finance and accounting, where it brings brands and experts that either operate or can operate as a CFO, as an advisor, as a CPA, as an accountant, etc. It's like a matchmaking service for the brand and the expert or founder, right? And if you didn't know, I'm also a CPA. I've also worked as a CFO. I've also worked as a chief audit executive, as accounting support, as a consultant. And finance is actually kind of one of my first forays, so to speak, finance and operations in the professional world. And it actually started with my mom teaching me how to do taxes partially as well. And my mom's super good with money and numbers too. So this particular ongoing client I found on Paro. And just to give you some insight, it was not easy. I actually started with them in 2021. I've lost count of how many pitches I submitted on Paro alone. Like, either A, I was matched with, or B, I found on their opportunities platform hundreds, if not thousands, since the end of 2021. Like on average, every month. I mean, if I do some quick and dirty math or girl math, like we like to call it sometimes on Instagram, right? Then on average, let's say I was pitching like probably seven, and then 2022 and all of 2023, then that's 12 months in a year, 24 months in 2 years times 7, right? 168. So let's just go with that. I've pitched 168 times before I finally aligned and all the divine, the creations, the timing, everything aligned. But what I want you to get from that is I did not quit. Like that is the number one thing that I am learning with life, business, entrepreneurship is keep the faith, keep being and embodying and doing the inner work of the belief and the clearing as well as the aligned external action. So, yes, I pitched 168 plus times. Like that's not an exact number. That's just me doing the quick and dirty math and the girl math. At the same time, if you listen to my past episode, I talk about how I have consistently increased more on working on myself than I do on my job. And Jim Rohn always said that. One of my mentors that I listened to, he's passed, for several years, I think. When did Jim Rohn pass away? I just finished one of his books last year. Is one of his phrases and his quotes the quote exists, but he passed, uh, is work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And I've really, really, really come to embrace that. So he was born in 1930. I just Googled it. And he passed December 5th. Oh my God, how crazy. He passed yesterday. Yesterday in 2009. But it's interesting that he's coming up again. So he passed, it's 2023, 15, 16, 14 plus 9. Yep, 14 years ago. And his legacy and his mission and his vision lives on just as much as it did when he was alive. And he had a crazy transformation too. And in so many of his YouTube videos, he talks about work harder on yourself than you do on your job. So, and that's just one platform that I've been pitching on. Okay. So, one effective way to attract potential clients for my finance people is by listing your profile and listing how you serve on platforms like Paro. Now, I list my profile on 10 plus platforms easily. That's coming up on an upcoming episode. Make this a priority weekly, and I'm constantly automating and delegating segments to free up my time. So, that's coming up next with my VA too. Like this is one of my top priorities is looking on business to business platforms. And I also want to say, so some of the other platforms I'm going to talk about later, and I have on previous episodes too, that you can also find on how to find one of my videos, how to find 500,000 plus daily in opportunities is both on my YouTube channel at Limitless Global Girl, where you can search within the channel, and on the show are platforms like Brain Trust, platforms like Indeed, platforms like Dynamite Jobs, and platforms like Paro. And the thing is, with other platforms, they don't, if they take a percentage, it might be like 10 or 20%. With Paro, the thing is, too, that I want to point out right from the start in a complete transparency is they take 50% of the profits as an expert. However, they also have an option. Two reasons why I pitch and look for opportunities on Paro. Even though they take such a significant percentage, is number one, they're higher end clients. Number two, it gives me a chance and the client a chance to see if we continue to align after month 1, month 2, month 3. Number three, actually, so 3 reasons, is they have a buyout option. So, meaning, and I already mentioned it to this client, like in our second meeting when we were closing the deal, so to speak, is they a buyout option is basically like just like another business or another company would buy out a company or buy out an expert or buy out like a non-disclosure agreement or a non-compete like from your previous companies. It's also they can buy me out as an expert solely for their engagement. Like I can still continue to pitch for other clients with Paro, but they buy me out from the platform because, in essence, if you think about it, obviously what I just told you, Paro is losing 50% of that income, right? So, however, the client then say buys out, they have like an algorithm that they use to compute it, just like valuations, just like different things. So, they have a process. They pay out the buyout. Then what happens is we, in essence, renegotiate and make sure that the numbers make sense in the sense that the client is likely either spending less or the same, or maybe more, depending if the scope of the ongoing one-on-one, expert agreement changed, and or less if they decide they want less. And then so then it's a win-win-win, because then Paro gets taken care of, right? Like in a three-part deal, right? Then the client gets taken care of, and then I, or the expert, still gets taken care of, or you as the expert, because then you get basically an immediate increase of 30 or 50%, right? Because the client continues to pay at the same rate, higher, et cetera, but now you get 100% of the money, right? So then you can see why that's important for a couple of reasons. Of one, making sure you're aligned, having a partner in play, and then three, that you have the option to visit a buyout, say 2 months, 3 months, however, 6 months down the road, right? So these platforms really help connect businesses with consultants, creators, and CEOs, because even if you're looking at different platforms, I'm fully transparent. They know I have my own company. I use my own email. They know all about Create It. Like there's no hidden agenda. There's nothing that's being hidden. I mean, all you have to do is Google Katrina Julia and you'll find whatever. So I'm very honest. There's integrity there, there's alignment there, there's transparency there, etc. So you can use these platforms not solely for looking for quote unquote full-time jobs, but you are transparent that you're a creator. Number two, get clear on what and who you are looking for. This has taken me quite some time. I don't know about you as a multi-passionate entrepreneur, creator, CEO, with multiple gifts, talents, and abilities that drive you, while also being and living in a world that doesn't always celebrate that or doesn't always understand that. But the thing is the more clear you get on who you are and who and what you're looking for, it becomes easier and easier and easier to match that, to align that, because it's like you're sending out a call to the creator and to the universe, and it's like everything else is falling away. Like I always pray, like, God, align who you want to align me with and close the door on what you don't want me to align with. And Jamie Kern Lima, I read her book earlier this year, like 2+ times I listened to it, believe it. She talks about, and I love this saying, that rejection is divine protection. I don't know if you heard her story. It's incredible. She sold It Cosmetics for $1 billion in cash, and she got rejected by an investor, to the point that he said to her, like, everything is great, this, that, and the other, but I just don't see how a person that looks like you could sell makeup or could sell a beauty brand. Like, talk about harsh rejection. But imagine, it's like a Pretty Woman moment, right? Imagine, like, it's a Pretty Woman moment in that big mistake, huge, right? But imagine if she had sold to him, and imagine if he had said yes. And in that moment of her need and desperation for money, would have said yes and say he would have wanted it. Then likely that Revlon deal would have never happened, and or she would not have reaped the full benefits of it, right? So divinely, regardless of what you believe or don't believe, like, I believe the creator is always for us, even when, and especially when it is painful. Because let's be real, like, the resistance is also what causes us to rise. So before reaching out to potential community or clients, getting clear on who you are and your ideal client is crucial. Who do you want to work with? How do you want to feel? I say to myself often, people love to pay me. I work with people who value me, and I easily exceed their expectations. I am paid to create. I am paid to learn. And these are things I didn't say to myself years ago. And years ago, I feel like, and I still have moments of this and new situations that these challenges show up in. But so like years ago when I was 55 plus pounds heavier, I had this like energy of that I was coming from this place of not being worthy, of not seeing my own gifts, talents, and abilities from a lot of wounding or healing and transformation that needed to take place. And I would come from this energy and this spirit of striving. And the more and more I started to recognize and realize that I am worthy. I'm worthy as I am, as a human, one, as a woman, two, three, as a creator and CEO, four, with all the gifts and talents and abilities that I bring to the table, that are at the table. And it comes across as very different. There's no desperation. There's no proving. It's like, here I am. Love me, don't love me, take me, don't take me. I'm still good. I'm still great. And I trust that. Versus before, it was very different with rejection for me. I would say prior to 2023, for sure. And I see evidence of people love to pay me. I'm paid to create. I'm paid to learn more and more and more. And I am so grateful. And that's another example of me seeing the inner and the outer work align and now being birthed and showing up externally. It's like the culmination of the last 7+ years. And I'm like, oh, let the angels sing, right? So if you are there or you're somewhere in that process that I outline, like, keep going. Keep going. Don't quit. Keep being and doing. Keep being and doing the inner and outer work. Keep trusting. Keep creating, because your journey is not going to be my journey. It's not going to be exactly the same. We may cross paths in some ways, some in not some ways, but listen to your own voice more than you listen to anyone else's. Listen to the silence more than you listen to anyone else's. One of my other key points that I want to say before I continue on these tips, and there's 10 of them, is create more than you consume. Like today, I've listened to one podcast on Transformation Church on a sermon. I listened to prayers and affirmations in my own voice. So that's creating more than I consumed. And the rest has been me creating emails, creating courses, creating podcasts. So that shows you there's like a 10 to 1 plus ratio. Okay. So identify if you want to work with males, females, or both. What ages? What's their name? What do they look like? Like my ideal avatar is Catalea. And I know all about her. That's part of what I focused on the beginning of 2023. What industries do they serve, and or what industries maybe are you open to if they come up? And what help are they looking for specifically? And what kind of vibe do they have? How do they show up? Are they free? Are they confident? Do they treat you with respect? Are they excited to work with you? Do they see your value before they've even paid you a dime? Like, stay tuned for the end of this episode, because I share 2 direct quotes from this client that blew me away before they even paid me a dime. That I was like, yes, 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 like full body yes. This clarity will help you target the right people and know when the right people show up, when the community that's meant for you is right in front of you. And when the one that's not meant for you, that you don't want to work with, it's not it. And it's okay. You release it. Versus you receive the one that is for you and release the rest. Let me repeat that. You receive the people and the community and the money that is for you. You release the rest. And then you tailor your pitch and your approach accordingly. Okay? And when your community shows up, here's another thing before I move on to point 3. It will be as easy as breathing for you to believe and receive it. Because then you've been being and embodying and doing it all, and you see it. It's like, oh, there you are. It's so easy to see it and feel it. Speaking of, number 3, get clear on your gifts, talents, and abilities and how you serve. So, identify your unique strengths, talents, and abilities that set you apart from others in your field. Recognize your transformation. I talk about the themes of transformation in my life a lot. And you can see this on the show with my episode on transformation from the inside out, and also my blog post about that too, if you want to search, because that may be easier to search. And my themes are fear to faith, self hate to love, devaluing to purity, corporate to calling, pain to purpose, lies to love, and bondage to freedom. And then my gifts, talents, and abilities, the more you own the good, the bad, the ugly, and even more importantly, stop judging it. One of my mentors in Herbalife Nutrition, Super, always says, so what? It makes the story better. Let me repeat that. So what? It makes the story better. If you want to connect with him on Instagram, you can connect with him at, I'm going to look him up real quick on Insta because I don't want to misquote it. It is Super Mario _IE that you can connect with him on Insta. And think about how your unique gifts, talents, and abilities set you apart from others in your field. So more and more and more, I've been stepping into the role of multi-passionate creator and CEO. More and more and more, I've been owning my story of, yes, I've walked through pain through purpose. Yes, I've served in CFO roles and I've learned so much about marketing. And I walked through so much of a shitstorm in becoming a creator to CEO. And guess what? Now I can simplify all of that and amplify it to present to you creator to cash, creator to CFO, creator to CMO, creator to COO, and creator to CEO that bundles all of that. So, that's me putting up the middle finger to the devil. That's me taking that pain to turn it into purpose. And that's my invitation to you. So clearly articulate. And then this is where you also shift your pitch to how you approach someone. So like in this case, this was a CFO type, client where I had under 800 characters to convince them that they wanted to even talk to me. And it literally said like something to the effect of, I'm bullet pointing here, I would love to work with this mommy and daughter team for their bridal company. With my MBA, CPA, experience in 7+ industries in strategy, finance, and marketing, you would receive so much value. On top of that, I'm a creator and CEO too, so I would 100% understand your role. I bring to the table having set up, scaled, and accounting department and finance departments and taken them public. And because I work in marketing and operations too, I completely get the overlap in those areas. Plus, I've worked in fashion and I've worked in retail, so I understand elements of the business as well, like inventory, etc. Boom, done. I got an email, you guys, the next day from the account manager that they wanted to talk to me. Okay. And so let me pause here too. I am humbled and grateful for the journey and for so many incredible experiences that I've had. But I also want you to know that comes with a lot of initiative, drive, faith, and a lot of what the world will call failure. Because I have failed. Like I did an incredible post on my Instagram. If you look recently, I'm wearing a bikini in it. And I'm going to read it to you real quick because it's so timely for this. I have failed so many times, but I have reframed failure in that I win or I learn. So I am always winning. And that's actually directly related to a book by Conor McGregor too. So this my reel has, and you can find it. I'm in a bikini. It was posted. It's a link to the song by Kid Ink with Be Real. Like, let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Let me play it real quick. So you can hear it. Let me turn it off real quick. Oh, okay. And then my words say, let's just be honest. Let's just be real. I have failed 1,025,232 times. and then in parentheses, and continue to. Let's normalize and reframe failure. Failure is trying. Failure is progress. Failure is focus. Failure is learning. Failure is winning. Failure is living. Failure is loving. Failure is human. When we are babies, we never lose joy in trying and failing to learn to walk and keep going no matter how long it takes. What if we adopted the same approach to living and learning? My story is a failure. I failed, in quotes, in faith for years with instability and believing versus not believing in God before going all in. 1 John 4:18, perfect love drives out all fear. That's my life verse. I failed, in quotes, in health by losing and gaining weight for years before finally losing and keeping the weight off for 8+ years. Thank you, trainers. Thank you, triathlons. Thank you, Century Events. Thank you, Herbalife Nutrition and Coaches. Thank you, Team Edge and Ingrid Romero. I failed in business for years with experiences and experiments from corporate to calling, including retail, Victoria's Secret, Forever 21, NBC, grocery, Kroger, doctor's offices, consulting, PricewaterhouseCoopers, being a corporate exec who also made brands 6 to 8 figures on the regular, all before figuring out the shift, even before corporate to calling. I failed in corporate to calling and entrepreneurship, creating and scaling step by step for 7+ years before finally getting to the point of figuring it all out every step of the way with help, always humility, with Marie Forleo, Jasmine Starr, strategic coach, Brendan Bouchard, Herbalife Nutrition teams, and many, many more. I ran out of space on this Instagram reel. I failed in wealth from under earning to overspending to making brands 6 to 8 figures to 6-figure debt to the 6-pack of wealth, creating, giving, saving, spending, investing, leveraging on my path to financial freedom. I'm not financially free yet. I failed in freedom in time, location, expression, community, and financial. I have 4 out of the 5 right now. Repeat after me. I win or I learn. So I'm always winning. I'm figuring it out every step of the way. I'm being and doing my best today. I've overcome X, so I will overcome Y. I am capable, I am confident, and I am creative. So tell me, what are some of the failures, what your failures were or are, so we may celebrate in this journey of life. So definitely check out that reel. You know what? That just reminded me. I'm going to make sure and put that on an email because those words are gold. I didn't put it on my email blast yet. Okay, back to how to close a 10K monthly retainer. And the reason why I also deviated, you guys, is it's mindset. It's mindset and not quitting. So that's why it was a needed deviation. Number 4, identify your value. Understand the value you bring to the table, because I can tell you from my own journey, I didn't understand my own worth. I didn't believe I was worthy. I didn't get my own value and how it directly impacts you and your client's business. And trust me, the people that see your worth and they are willing to pay you. And in fact, they'll be amazed at what they get for what you ask for. Quantify the potential benefits, such as increased revenue, cost savings, or improved efficiency. And also every step of the way, like when you send weekly wrap-ups or things like that to your one-on-one clients, quantify what your value was for that period. Like I'm going to share some at the end of this episode, so don't drop off. This will also help you confidently communicate your value and create a neural pathway network that helps you see and believe that you are valuable, you are worthy, you create value, on and on and on, especially if that's been a challenge for you like it has for me. No, because in the past, no matter what external evidence I had, because I had healing and belief systems that kept being on repeat, that I wasn't worthy, or voices from the past, or voices that I allowed to get ingrained in my neural pathways, I would self-sabotage. I would create wealth, I would sabotage. I would create wealth, I would sabotage. And or my foundation was shaky. Identify matches, number 5, and opportunities that you are excited about. Like with this client, I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, mommy and me team, they've 10x revenue in a few years. They've created so much value. Women love to, celebrate, to create for their wedding, etc. So, when prospecting for clients, focus on finding matches and opportunities that align with your passion, your purpose, and how you create value and profits. Be genuinely excited about the work and showcase that through your initial outreach and your ongoing communication. This will shine through in your interactions and increase your chances of closing and keeping a video. Okay. So, number 6, determine if there is clear alignment. During the initial conversations, assess if there's clear alignment with their mission, vision, and vibes, as well as their needs and you and your vibes and your vision and your mission and your business. Make sure that your skill set and experience are a good fit, and this alignment is crucial for a long-term partnership. And I'm breaking this down in 10 steps, but as you go through this, it'll start to happen faster and faster and faster. Because when I saw, for example, this opportunity, it was like, yes, 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 full body yes. I typed out the pitch and submitted it out in like 7 minutes. Okay. And then like I said, I got the email like the same day or the next day from the account manager. So I'm breaking it down because I really dug deep into the last several years of experience and pain to purpose and pain to purpose to pleasure. So, number 7, submit interest and or the pitch. Once you've identified a potential alignment or a client, whether it's a CFO or a CMO or consulting type client, social media, influencer marketing, submit your interest and pitch your services. Crafting a perfect pitch, a compelling pitch that highlights you, your excitement, your expertise, your successes, and addresses what they're looking for, shows that you're listening, shows that you're aligned. Tailor your pitch to their needs to demonstrate your honor and your commitment and your understanding. Number 8, show up as your best self. During meetings and interactions with potential clients, be you. Like, show up as you and showcase your value. Be confident, be creative, be caring, and authentic. Demonstrate your passion for who they are and what they do, but also shine your light. There is more than enough room in this world for all of us to shine our light. Lord knows this world needs it. Okay. This showcase is also honor. Like, I opened up my meeting with them talking about how I dug into their website, how I love their mommy and me story, how I would love to help them. And I have so many ideas already to help, them. And so building that rapport and that trust is essential in closing a high value retainer. And then, of course, share, be prepared, show up prepared, showcase, how you see things unfolding. Like I talked about doing first a kickoff, a discovery session with first sending them a 30 plus point checklist to dig into their finances and their marketing. Then that we would have a financial review plan and a project plan out of that first phase of the ongoing project. And also know that what is for you is for you. Mic drop. Learn from and release the rest. Number 9, listen, serve, and showcase how you bring value. During the initial process, the pitch process, the onboarding process, and ongoing, actively listen to them, their needs, their concerns, and their goals. When they ask you stuff or like things come up that they're concerned about, listen, acknowledge, reframe, and repeat so they know they are seen and heard. Communication, like you guys, I can tell you, I've constantly focused on communication and treating others how I want to be treated. And especially with the people that I desire to work with and align with. Tailor who you are as well as your services to address their challenges with creative solutions. Showcase how you bring value. Like, one of the things I talked about is an incredible tool that I've used now for 10 plus years called Live Plan that we're implementing soon. Provide insights, recommendations, and solutions that demonstrate your value and your insights, your education, your expertise, and your results, that how you can literally save them years, if not decades of time, not to mention the literal bottom line value that you can bring. So, number 10, these are comments from my meeting with this client. And so I'm sharing testimonial because I also want you to think about, like, listen to what people say to you during your one-on-one meetings. Whether that's, a strategy call, whether they're thinking about working with you, listen to what they say and look for comments that you would deeply desire to hear and literally come in with that intention, because that's how you're going to show up. So during my own experience, I received positive feedback from this client who appreciated who I am and my approach. They valued my understanding uh, of their mission, vision, and brand, and recognized I would contribute far beyond just numbers and marketing. Their feedback reinforced the confidence in my own abilities and to create and connect. They loved my approach, that I didn't just focus on, literally the quote was like, I love that you don't just focus on marketing. Don't just focus on numbers or marketing, but look into the whole bigger picture too. And also, because this was a meeting with the client, but it was 4 people on the call, plus an account manager from Paro. The client mentioned, and this is again, you guys, before they paid me a dime. I have no doubt that you will more than pay for yourself. And I've already done that, and tenfold. And I've literally been working with them as of this recording for about 2+ weeks. During the pitch meeting, I was able to provide immediate value by sharing 3 or more tools that would save them time, money, and advance their business and marketing, that you can also find in the Creator to CEO community and the 75+ tips, tools, and tech. In less than a week, I created a discovery process, a project plan, and conducted a financial review. Within 2 short weeks, I made recommendations such as implementing Square Pay in 4, because they've only been using Square, to increase cash and sales flow, system refinement, and addressing inventory management. These recommendations, along with full-blown plans on exact steps on what to do next, are estimated to save the client over $250,000 a year already in inventory costs and increased cash flow in the next 6 months to a year-ish. Mic drop. This is a foundation of a long-term partnership with no end in sight. Closing a 10K plus monthly retainer absolutely requires a strategic focus, creation and confidence, and a deep understanding of you and the value you bring. By following the steps, you may create it like a boss with 10+K offers and people who love to pay you. Remember to always listen, serve, and showcase how you bring value to them and their business. If you want help in closing your next 10K plus deal, I have 3 ways for you to create it, including a one-on-one creator to cash private experience, which you'll hear more about, 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days. And if you've been listening to the show in the past, I've talked about that, and a creator to cash workbook with audio. So stay tuned, because it's just getting good for how I share about all the things in the rest of this episode. That's the best of this episode. So leave a review on the show so I can shout you out. Tag me on social at Katrina Julia Fit, at Fit Life Creations. You can be entered into a giveaway. And this time I'm doing a giveaway for the Creator to CEO, Creator to Cash workbook. And as always, create, transform, and inspire, because you are born to. I am so excited to tell you about something new that I am creating called the Creator to Cash Private Session. And this is amazing to end and or start your year with. So experience a private creator to cash session with me with a pre-experience assessment, 90-minute private session, post-event roadmap and session on inner and outer work, and 7 days plus email support to align to elevate creator to cash. So this includes a pre-experience assessment and checklist on your 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days. Number two, this includes a brand and marketing and money audit. So, what does this mean, Katrina? I'm so glad you asked. This includes a discovery session where I dive deep into your finances and your marketing to really help you cut through the clutter to set you up for success massively into 2024 and beyond. This includes, as a result of that audit, that includes a what's stopping your creating and your cash roadmap. Number four, online experiences and bonus. And number five, 2 private sessions with me. It includes the deeper dive into the discovery, where we go through where you're at now and where you'd like to be. And then it includes a subsequent like result of the what's stopping your creating in cash and diving into then a roadmap to help you clear it. Beyond the private creator to cash session, you will get the transformative power of my 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days course, designed to empower multi passionate women creators and CEOs who are ready to create it like a boss. If you're seeking to unlock new streams of income, elevate your financial mindset, and achieve remarkable results over and over and over again within a week, this is for you. This includes immediate access to all 7 modules in 7 days after your private sessions are wrapped up, printable 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days workbook, membership to the creator and CEO community, both the paid and the free, of course, a bonus of a live group coaching sesh with a group in the first of the year, bonus 7-day challenge, bonus created summit for as part of the experience, bonus created monthly for 7 months, bonus transformation toolkit for 7 months. This includes carefully curated blend of face-to-face videos with me, insightful teachings, practical exercises, audio, real-world examples, templates, exactly how to create 10K plus months. And you'll learn how to harness the potential of consulting, coaching, influencer marketing, social media, and more to create limitlessly. More ways to create it you may find in the link in the show notes. Note, it is not guaranteed you will make 7K in 7 days. This experience is designed to expose you to all of them. Your results will depend on combining your own belief, confidence, and creation with the 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days, and is a result of you being, embodying, and doing the inner and outer aligned work. So check out the link in the show notes, the creator to cash link, and you can scroll through the options into private sessions. So if you do a control F, go private, you'll find it directly for those of you that love to get to the point. And then those of you that want to peruse through that entire landing page, I give you so much value and insight into 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days, because not only this one is a private experience with me one-on-one, but I also offer a 7 ways to make 7K online experience. And I also offer a workbook experience, which you can see that's very, very intentional for me with what I offer exponentially for free. And then that I also offer things for you that's created and scaled from high end offers. And then you see me real time creating what I'm sharing with you, that you can create it and you see that it's possible because of what I and how we create it. So I hope to see you on the inside. I hope to see you, whether it's if we happen to be in the same place in real life, then we can absolutely arrange that. And or if you want to come to me, we can always get an Airbnb as part of the experience. And of course, travel is at your cost. And or if you want to extend the experience into an exclusive retreat, and or of course, there is Google Meets and Zoom always. And so stay tuned, because I'm going to share more about 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days and about the workbook experience too. For those of you that maybe aren't yet ready for the full private experience of Creator to Cash, the 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days, pay in full online option may be just what you are looking for as we wrap up the year and or you start the year. And note, this is the pay in full option. I also offer a monthly payment plan that you can check out in the link in the Creator to Cash notes. And I also offer a VIP experience too. So definitely check those out. So, 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days is for the female creators and CEOs who crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. And in this offering, you will have immediate access to all 7 modules in 7 days. Printable 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days with audio voiceover. So many juicy videos of me giving you examples, of me explaining ways to craft your offers, of me explaining ways that you can share them and create them with AI, chat GPT, tech, and tools. You'll get a membership to the creator community. You'll get a membership to create it monthly for 1+ months. And then you'll also get a transformation toolkit. Oh, and one more thing I didn't mention. We now have Afterpay integrated where you can buy now and pay later. If you don't have credit cards that you may use, that is another incredible option that I know between Afterpay, Klarna, Uplift, and other options have helped me so many times, whether it was in cash flow crunches in the past and or when I deeply desire to invest. And I use them as a tactic to delay cash flow as well because I choose to. Like, why pay in full when I'm not using to split it into 4 payments, when I'm not paying to split it out into 4 payments easily and effortlessly. So I hope to see you on the inside, and let's create it. So maybe you would love to have a Creator to Cash private session with me and or be in the 7 ways to make 7 course. However, neither one of them is quite aligning for you, and neither one of them is a hell yes yet. So if that is you, you may absolutely love my 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days workbook. I created a PDF and or Canva generated workbook that will help you take your business to the next level, step by step, with the 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days and the audio. So definitely check that out in the link in the show notes in the 7 ways to make 7K. And I hope to see you on the inside of the community. And let's create it. All the chats on faith, wellness, money, marketing, business, and travel, so you create a life and business haven't already. Head on over to the blog, the podcast, and the freebies to jumpstart your transformation. If you're ready to dive into the online courses, the live events, or the retreat, and if you want to create with our community on an even deeper level, definitely check out our internships, our influencer collaborations, management, and brand engagement. Let's create it.